Knowledge is power, and with great power comes great responsibility. With this, we welcome you to yet another event of the KIIT Knowledge Tree Lecture Series. Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Sasmita Samant, Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor, Dr. Saranjit Singh, Deans and Directors of KIIT and KIXS, Senior Executive Staff members, faculty members, and my dear students. Today, we are privileged to be a part of a scintillating discourse, to have amongst us a personality of immense character, Swami Sarvapriyananda, minister and spiritual leader of the Vedanta Society of New York. I now request ma'am to kindly deliver the welcome address.
Very good morning to one and all present here. Most respected Chief Guest, Honorable Swami Sarvapriyananda ji, the Minister and Spiritual Leader of Vedanta Society of New York, all the revered sages, dignitaries present here with him, all the family members of KIIT and KISS present here, and all the students present here. This KIIT Knowledge Tree was conceptualized to bring the knowledge of the world closer to the students. And since last 5 years, many Nobel laureates, saints, political leaders, social leaders, industrialists, or the public workers, civil servants, they have come and spoken to the students about their experiences, realization related to different sectors. And we firmly believe in the university that the knowledge is not confined to any boundary, not confined to any campus. Knowledge is worldly, and each one of us should put sufficient effort to connect to the knowledge base of this globe. And with that objective, this KIIT Knowledge Tree lecture was instituted, and today each one of us in KIIT are very much fortunate that we have got Swami Sarvapriyananda ji to deliver a talk under this KIIT Knowledge Tree. And in KIIT, we personally believe, and spoken several times by our honorable founder, that KIIT and KISS are built up, it is growing. Whatever is happening in those campuses, that is because of the blessings of God. Because he is a person who believes in spiritualism, who firmly believes in God. And he has sent his message that we all should be attentive today in this session, learn from the prudence, learn from the wisdom from Swamiji here in this podium. So he has also conveyed his respect, his honor to Swami Sarvapriyananda ji. On behalf of him, I convey his honor to you, sir. Spiritualism, what we understand by spiritualism. Each one of you present here, you all are in the young age, and while we talk about spiritualism, most of the students in this age, they say that nothing to do with spiritualism. Sometimes we take it in the name of superstition. Sometimes we take it in the name of old beliefs. You all may be thinking in that way. But if we little bit go through the lectures, the literatures, I can say that wisdom. I hope that each one of us can connect to that ideology, can connect ourselves to that thought, because it is universal, because it is the science of life, science of universe. And because of that, maybe till now, perhaps the spiritual leaders, they have created maximum impact in this globe in the lives of the people. And today we have, as I said, Swami Sarvapriyananda ji. We have listened many saints, many sages in this auditorium. This auditorium is very fortunate for that. And today, I hope that I speak many times here. Let's today listen to him. And on behalf of KIIT and KISS, I welcome him to this KIIT Knowledge Tree lecture. And on behalf of all of us, I convey our gratitude to him. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Let me just take a minute to introduce our guest to all the audience. Swami Sarvapriyananda ji is the minister and spiritual leader of the Vedanta Society of New York since January 2017. He joined the Ramakrishna Mutt in 1994 and received his sannyasa, that's the final monastic vows, in 2004. He has served as an acharya of the Monastic Probationers Training Center at Belur Mutt, India. He has also served in various capacities in different educational institutes of the Ramakrishna Mission in India as the Assistant Minister of the Vedanta Society of Southern California. He was a inaugural fellow at the Harvard Divinity School in 2019 to 2020. Swamiji is a well-known speaker on Vedanta, and his talks are popular with the internet audience. He has been a speaker on various prestigious forums such as TEDx, SAND, and also has given a Google talk. He has also been invited to speak at several universities across the world, including the Harvard University. The Swami has engaged in dialogues with eminent speakers like Deepak Chopra, Rupert Spira, and Rick Archer. Swamiji has played a prominent role in organizing and participating in various interfaith panels and seminars, including speaking at the World Parliament of Religions in Toronto in 2018 and at the United Nations headquarters in New York. His popular talks have been compiled into a collection of e-books, Who Am I?, What is Vedanta?, and Dissolve into Infinity are the titles currently available at Amazon Kindle. With these words, I request Swamiji to kindly deliver his talk. The podium is all yours.
Asato ma sadgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityurma amritam gamaya, om shanti shanti shanti. Om, lead us from the unreal to the real. Lead us from darkness unto light. Lead us from death to immortality. Om, peace, peace, peace. Honorable Vice-Chancellor Ma'am, revered Swami Atmaprabhananda Ji, other revered monks, esteemed members of the faculty and administration, friends, guests, and my dear students. It's an immense honor for me to be here this morning with all of you in your magnificent institution. I was just taken around to see the future. I have seen the future. What is the future? Yesterday, my friend drove me around outside the campus just to see how Bhubaneswar has changed and developed over the last 20 years or so. And it's most evident, especially to us, those of us who grew up here. I grew up here. From a small, sleepy little town to this bustling energy and drive and prosperity, bubbling with especially this area. It's all due to these young people who are present here. And today, this morning, Vikramaditya Ji took us on this wonderful tour of the two beautiful institutions, KIIT and KISS. I have seen the future. As you just heard, I got an opportunity to study at Harvard a couple of years back, and my feeling was, when I was seeing all this, is that Harvard is the present. Yeah, it's a great university, it's one of the best in the world. This is the future. This is the future. The young people here, and I'm not just saying it to please you, it's evident, especially to those of the earlier generation, when we look at you. I tell people who come to the United States that if you come to the United States every few years, you will see more or less the same country. A little better, a little worse. But if you come to India every 5 years, you will see a new country. You will see a new, not just in infrastructure, but in the changes in the attitudes of people. It's a tremendous change, transformation going on across India. And at the forefront of that change, the future, is you, the young people. It is KIIT, this university here. I was just saying that I've got some pictures which I wanted to show Swamiji about my experiences at Harvard, but after the tour, I was telling Vikramaditya Ji that what more will I show? After that, he has just now, this morning, he has seen KIIT and KISS universities. Harvard is not much better than that. Yeah. Really, I'm not exaggerating. Because you might say, I don't know, most of you maybe are not Orias, but there's a phrase, body chadi kohuchunti. No, I'm not speaking about what I'm seeing just now. I'm speaking about the potential of this place. What is here now and what it's going to be in 10, 20, 30, 40 years. So this place is the future. Bhubaneswar, Odisha is the future. India is the future. At this juncture, I was thinking how happy Swami Vivekananda would have been to see all this. Just now we went to the students, at case the students from tribal areas, thousands of them sitting together. It's such a huge transformation that's happening in their lives and in the lives of all those communities and the state and the nation. And you are at the forefront of this drive, transforming this nation, taking it into the future. I think KIIT and KISS and the faculty are working here. The founder, Dr. Samanta, who was very gracious, he came yesterday just to meet me at the ashram because he said he won't be able to be here because he had to rush to Delhi. I think you all, them, the faculty, the administration, and especially you, the students, you all deserve an ovation. Clap for yourself. What ma'am just said about spirituality, Sri Ramakrishna used to say that no matter how many zeros you accumulate, the total will still be zero. But if you have one, and then you put a zero after it, it gets some value. You put another zero after it, it gets some value. And even if you don't have the zeros, the 1 itself has some value. And then he did not explain what does he mean by 1 and 0. But basically, it is whatever we accumulate in this material world that turns into zeros eventually. And I'm saying this with all responsibility. I told some of my friends that the last few years, I lived in 3 interesting places. For some time, I spent some time in Hollywood. And wahi wala Hollywood, film wala. So I was there for 1 year. Then I'm now living in a place very close to Wall Street. And then for 1 year, I was at Harvard University. In one place, in Hollywood, success. Success is fame and your connection to the movie industry, glamour, that's success. In Wall Street, in New York, in Manhattan, success is money. Are you a multimillionaire? Are you a billionaire? At Harvard, success is learning. It's just a university like this. It's learning and intellectual achievement, intellectual attainment. Are you a Nobel Prize winner? And so on. Every place I noticed that there was deep unhappiness and discontent. Not that everybody was unhappy. There were some people who had peace and happiness, and I noticed this one thing which distinguished happiness from unhappiness, fulfillment from lack of fulfillment, and that was that one. Some kind of spiritual grounding. I teach Vedanta, but I'm not saying you have to be a follower of Vedanta. You're a Hindu, Muslim, Christian, even an atheist, but who has got some kind of a higher spiritual yearning. Somewhere, some grounding in spirituality. Whether it is devotion to the Lord, bhakti tradition, which Odisha is one of the most ancient, most vibrant, most powerful bhakti traditions in the entire world. That is the Lord Jagannath tradition. That's one way. Another way is the path of self-inquiry, Vedantic knowledge, self-knowledge, who am I? Another way is the path of meditation. Another way is service, spirituality as service. In any one of these ways, or more than these ways, those people who had some kind of spirituality in their lives, they had peace, they had some kind of happiness. The rest did not. No matter how glamorous you are, no matter how successful you are, how rich you are, how learned you are, there is no happiness, no fulfillment in the long run. At the beginning it may be very nice, but in the long run it's not sustainable, it does not last. Spirituality is essential in life. Just think about it. I can see the more elderly people, professors and staff members, they're nodding their heads, he's right. But my message is really to you, the young people who are sitting here. Now, I just want to share 3 points with you today, and then I'll be done. The first, 3 points from Swami Vivekananda. The first, Swami Vivekananda used to say that the old religion said one who did not believe in God is an atheist. The religion today, today's religion says one who does not believe in himself or herself, that person is an atheist. Belief in yourself, self-esteem, self-confidence, this is one thing that is most essential. See, India is awakening. Swami Vivekananda, when he traveled back and forth across India on foot, he felt the spirit of the nation. He said, India is not dead. Our motherland is just sleeping, and with the right impulse, she will awaken again. Aurobindo, he says, when Vivekananda sailed from India to America to represent Hinduism in the World Parliament of Religions, it was the first time that the civilization long asleep was awakening again. So this awakened civilization, with you at its forefront, enormous possibilities are there before you. I mean, in our generation, how many went outside India? How many studied or worked outside India? In our generation, we sort of globalized. But in your generation, the world is open to you. You have the most important resource. I was just thinking, in India, we are worried about the population explosion, the burden of population. But if you go abroad, in every nation, you begin to see the advantages of India's human resources. You see a vibrant, prosperous, highly regarded, very prestigious community in every country, Indian community. They are regarded as model minorities everywhere across the world. So this world is open to you. Everything is there for you. What do you need? 3 things. I'm going to tell you 3 things. Think about it. First, confidence in yourself. If we don't have confidence in oneself, I'm just seeing the vehicles in the busy road outside the campus. You have these expensive SUVs, powerful cars. Imagine a powerful Mercedes or some BMW car, and the driver has his foot on the accelerator and another foot on the brake. Will the car go ahead? No. The engine will race, the car will get overheated, but it will not move. And these, outside I saw these little autos, totos, what do you call them? So that auto will overtake the expensive BMW or Mercedes. Exactly like that. If we don't have self-confidence, if we don't have faith in ourselves, then what happens is all the resources that you've got, all of this, all the education that you get, your youth, your energy, all of that will not help until we have confidence in ourselves. It's like putting your foot on the brake. It's like self-sabotage. We're stopping ourselves from achieving our true potential. What do you do to get self-confidence? How do you increase self-confidence, faith in yourself, self-esteem? First of all, one has to live consciously. See, all of these I'm saying, it is targeted at the young people here, because I know what your lives are like. A little bit I understand. So living consciously, just the opposite of what many young people do today. From morning till evening, what exactly you're doing, I'm not very sure. Mostly on my screen, most of the time. Here also, many are on their screens. There is this phenomenon called intermittent attention. Listen to something, then again look at the screen, then again listen a little bit. So this is lack of awareness. How my time is going, how my days are passing. Unless I live consciously, live in awareness, confidence will not come. If suppose you spend 3 hours in the library studying, anything, whatever you want to study. After that, you feel a sense of fulfillment. But suppose you spend 3 hours browsing the internet. Browsing what? Whatever comes interesting, you see this, see that, 3 hours have gone by. After those 3 hours, do you feel better? You don't feel good. You feel uneasy. You feel time wasted. I should not do this. So consciously, living deliberately, that's the first foundation for developing confidence in yourself, faith in yourself. Second is accepting who we are. One sadhu in Uttarakhand, he put it very beautifully. Apna sachai swikar kar lena bahut bhari baat hai. One should, see, to feel good about oneself, first one should accept me, I, myself as I am now, with all my faults. Whatever it is, let it be. But at least honestly to myself, I must admit, this is where I am, these are my faults, these are my weaknesses, these are my strengths. Only then I can develop. See, if I don't accept myself, if I keep self-criticizing internally, I'm no good, these people are much better, I can't achieve anything in life. This happens. I have seen, especially in the United States, Indian kids in universities, working in multinational corporations, highly qualified, highly capable, always self-doubting. So we must first accept ourselves. If a little voice in my head keeps telling me I'm no good, then I can never have faith in myself. I can never feel proud of myself. So second thing is accept yourself as you are. You don't have to tell people your faults, but admit it to yourself. Then one can develop from there. Third is this practice of self-responsibility. I am responsible for my life. See, nowadays in the world, especially in the West, especially in America, this whole style of being a victim has come. I am not responsible for my problems. Somebody else is responsible for my problems. My parents have mistreated me. Society is very bad. System is very bad. My teachers are not good. My facilities are not good. Whatever it is, problem is theirs. It's not my problem. Now, it may be true. There are problems with the system. But when I'm going to develop self-esteem, self-confidence, until I feel some agency, until I feel I am in charge of my life, to that extent, unless I admit it, I will never have faith in myself. So, the practice of self-responsibility. I take responsibility for my life. And truly, we are responsible for our own lives. I have seen so many such cases of kids coming from underprivileged backgrounds, from difficult families, very, very problematic families and all, and still making it good in their life, really rising high in terms of, they become rich and learned and a wonderful career and families. And I've seen the opposite. Kids with all privileges, all facilities, all advantages, ruining everything, becoming a drug addict or dropping out of college or school, so many problems. Why? They don't feel responsible for their own lives. When they do that, they suffer, but they don't want to blame themselves. They want to blame somebody else. So this third practice is self-responsibility. Then only we can have pride in ourselves. Fourth one is something called assertiveness, self-assertiveness. I was a student here, not in KIIT. You have a neighboring institution, XIM, Xavier Institute of Management, so I did my MBA there long back, 1992, 94. And we had a course there called Assertiveness Training, AT, which was, I think it's very important, especially for Indian kids. Normally, when we deal with others, we do two things. Either we are weak and manipulative, or if you feel strong, you become aggressive and bully others. Both are bad. In between is assertiveness. What you want, what you think, you have a right to say. But others also have a right to reject it. If you want something, you can ask for it. The others can say yes or no. That's their right. So this kind of assertiveness, taking charge of your own life, saying what you think, of course with cultural differences. In America, you can go and address your professor by the first name. Don't do that in India. The cultural differences are there. You have to be careful. We say some such and such Babu in our office or in our community. And then once a scientist in IBM asked me, my boss is, William something, so short name is Bob. Bob Babu dakivi. So that sounds very silly. Cultural differences are there. But assertiveness is good. It's good for our self-confidence. The third one is, then the fifth practice would be this a purposeful life. So if I ask you, what is your purpose in life? There must be a definite goal in life. That can change. It could be that I want to get the best possible education. That's a good goal. I want to make it good in life. I want to be a person. What kind of a person? A person of good character, a person who's helpful to others. A purpose in life is necessary. Without a goal in life, you're not going to get anywhere. Often if I ask students, what is the goal in life? People are eager to tell me, this should be our goal in life. Serve the nation and do this and that. What is your goal in life? They'll scratch their head and say, same thing. So, if you go on an auto here, outside the campus, the driver will ask, where do you want to go? Kahan jana hai? And you will say, I want to go there. By which route you want to go? Will you ever say to the driver, Jemta chal thalo chalu? You will never do that. But in our life we do that. Without any particular purpose. I'm just doing, why are you doing this? I have no idea. So purposeful life, yes, education, what kind of education, what kind of career do I want in future? A purposeful life. And finally, sixth. When I say sixth, some are thinking, what were the first five? I forgot already. So I'll summarize. The sixth one, a practice of integrity. Own values. We must have our own value system. It's a set of, these are my standards. I will not go below these standards. Honesty, integrity. Until I feel I am living up to my own values, I will not value myself. If internally I keep telling myself, that you are no good, that you tell lies, and that you betray your friends, or you don't keep your word. If internally I feel this about myself, I can never have confidence in myself. I can never feel proud of myself. So practice of integrity, personal integrity. I told you 6 things to develop, to build up self-confidence, build up faith in yourselves. Now all of these things are found in a wonderful book, The 6 Pillars of Self-Esteem. Nathaniel Branden. I don't know, many people don't read it now. At one time it was very popular. He was a very well-known psychologist in the United States, a positive psychologist. So he wrote this book, 6 Pillars of Self-Esteem. Nowadays you all have Google, you can just Google it. I recommend that book, though I have spoiled the plot. What the book says, I've already told you in the last few minutes. So it talks about what I've told you there. So, build up self-esteem. Have confidence in yourself. Have faith in yourself. I'll tell you a simple thing, what difference it makes. You know, when in Corona time, by the way, you're all back in campus, so I should say welcome back. I think this is the first big event after coming back to campus. So welcome back to campus, congratulations. Yeah, I'm happy to see you all back in campus. I feel the energy. But in Corona time, 2 years back, I was in New York, and New York was the worst hit in the whole world. At that time, in the first wave of Corona, I would see more than 1,000 people dying each day in New York, in one city, per day. Deaths in the first wave, the peak of the first wave, were more than 1,000. Now, at that time I was reading internet news, Indian news, and the government here had said, and what had they said? That in the evening for so many minutes you have to make, gong and make a sound and what else? Clap, or what else would you have to do? Light candles and the sound. Now I found, see, this is the difference, lack of confidence. I found many so-called intellectuals, commentators, making fun of it. Like, ye kya mazak hai? Like that they're writing. They don't know, every day at that time in New York, every day at 6:30 p.m., they're banging pans and blowing the horns and clapping, because the mayor of New York at that time told them to encourage our healthcare frontline workers. We will make this sound for a few minutes at 6:30 p.m. Now these so-called intellectuals, if they found that, oh, in New York it is happening, tab to theek hoga. See, the same thing if you do it in India, if it is ours, it's no good. If the Americans do it, then it is good. Why? Because if I don't have faith in myself, if I don't have a high regard for myself, then anything connected to me is also bad. Because I am bad. Then my culture, my state, my language, my country will also be bad. But if somebody else, America or England, they do it, that must be good. This comes from a lack of faith in oneself. If I have a sense of my own dignity, if I have a sense of dignity in myself, I will have a sense of pride and acceptance, dignity for my community, for my language, for my culture, religion, country. The importance of self-esteem it's extremely important. Then the second point I want to share with you is the importance of focus. Swami Vivekananda said the difference between an ordinary person and an extraordinary person lies in the degree of concentration. I have seen the truth of this across the world. I loved going to libraries and campuses like this, and I would read and watch scholars, students, professors at work. And I found in every case, those who were extraordinary had extraordinary powers of concentration, of focus. I have seen it. I used to go to IIT Kanpur to give talks there. I would go and sit in the library there. I found the students, early in the morning, they come and sit there and start working. I would go to take a bath, and then I would have lunch and then come back. Same students, 7-8 hours later, sitting there working with focus. I was so impressed. I told some of the students there, I like the focus, the concentration of the students here. And they said, in Hindi I'll translate, Maharaj, ye to kuch bhi nahi hai. Aap exam time mein aaye, you will find students literally working 24 hours a day. That this is nothing, Swamiji. When you come during exam time, you will find students who come in early in the morning in the library, study throughout the day, throughout the night. Next morning they go to the bathroom in the library, wash their face and brush their teeth and get on the cycle and go to the exam hall. 24 hours. That is more important than IQ. That is more important than facilities. That is more important than what kind of support you get. See, now here you have got facilities. You have got computer labs, you have got good teachers, all of it is there. And that focus. One of the richest men in the world, Warren Buffett in the United States, so everybody runs to him, what is the secret of your success, sir, and all. He said, my secret is simple. I'll tell you my secret. And I know, all of you can do it. what I'm doing, which is the secret of my success, all of you can do it. But I can also tell you, you will not do it. What is that secret? He says, every day I read 500 pages. Every day. Of course, mostly related to his business. That is the secret of my success throughout my life. I keep learning and informing myself and enriching this mind continuously. There's a story about Swami Vivekananda. He had extraordinary powers of concentration. So in those days, Encyclopedia Britannica, I have also seen big volumes. Nowadays it's all on the cloud, but big volumes. During his time, 10-volume set of Britannica was in his room at Belur Math. His disciple Sharat Chandra came into his room and said, Swamiji, so many big books, a human being cannot read all of them in one lifetime. Swami Vivekananda said, what are you saying? I have finished 9 of these volumes and I'm on the 10th. Not only that, ask me anything from those 9 volumes. And Sharat Chandra actually went. At random, he picked out the books and he started asking questions here and there. And Swami Vivekananda answered all the questions, in some cases, down to the comma and full stop. And then Sharat Chandra asked, how is it possible? And Swami Vivekananda said, it's possible for everybody. It's just the power of concentration and purity of mind. Focus of the mind and purity of mind, people can do it. Now, I know, but I'm not saying we can all become like that. But what I'm saying is, this much is true. Whatever we are, whatever our powers of concentration right now, we can all be a little better. We can all be a little better. Okay, let me show you something interesting. I saw this. I was in the Ramakrishna Mission school, Vidyapith in Deoghar, many years ago. A management expert visited the school and he had just 10 minutes. So we asked him to speak to our class 10 students. What he said 20 years ago, more than 20, 22 years ago, I still remember today. And I'm sure all the students who were there, they remember it till today. And I'll show you what he said. And I'm sure you will all remember it for the rest of your lives. Am I doing good for time? Somebody told me that there's an art of beginning a talk and art of ending a talk. And somebody said, Swamiji, you have mastered the first one, art of beginning. Shuru ho gaya to khatam hi nahi hota iska. But don't worry, I'm keeping an eye on the time, and I'll wrap up soon. So this is one thing I want to share with all of you. That management expert, what he showed us. He said to the students, and what he said, let's do it together. Then you will feel, you'll remember it for the rest of your lives, I can guarantee you. All right, if you like, you can just sit up straight, relax, sit up straight. I just need 30 seconds of your time or less. And just do this. Raise both of your hands. And raise it a little more. Yes, put your hands down. And what we just saw shows us a very important fact about human psychology. Notice, when I asked you to raise your hands, we all raised our hands. When I said, raise your hands a little more, you raised it a little more. Which means the first time we did not raise it to the maximum possible extent. And the fact is, whatever we do in life, you all know this, everybody has to admit in your heart of hearts that whatever we do in life, we don't do it to the maximum possible capacity. Whatever our capacity is, we don't do it up to that. Now this raising the hand has a limit, physical limit is there. But our capacity to think, our capacity to feel, our capacity to work has no limit. There's no limit. I was just thinking, one person, I met this gentleman yesterday, Dr. Samanta, one person, and see what's here. There is no limit. That management expert said to the class 10 students, the students were like, to isse kya hota hai? The expert said, let's see, from now on, every day, think to yourself, the 3H, head, heart, and hand. Capacity to think, my studies, feeling for each other, for the staff and for the community, and capacity to work. Not only yourself, in team, together with people. Head, heart, and hand. Every day, try to make a little improvement. What improvement? You know. We all know. where we are slipping back a little bit. In my work, in my studies, how I behave with others, how I work in work and play. In all of that, we all can make little improvements. But as you make little improvements, make a habit of making little improvements, there will be tremendous improvement over time. Those who do management studies, you know, this is old Japanese Kaizen approach, incremental improvement approach, but applied to human life. So this is the power of focus, of concentration and focus in life. Last point, and then I'll finish. Confidence and focus. These are the two powers which will give you success in life. But I was just thinking, Ravan had a lot of confidence. And he had tremendous focus also. But he was still Ravan. What is the difference? One thing he did not have is selflessness. What is the difference between a villain and a hero? Is selfishness and selflessness. This ability to be bigger than oneself. If you really want to rise in life, if we pursue our selfish agenda, you can rise up to this. But if you expand outwards, include others, that what I'm doing will benefit more and more and more people, then you will rise without limit. Your founder is one example of that. Now you might think, I am a student. I haven't even graduated. I don't even have a job. I don't have money. What can I do to others? What can I do for others? But no. This is an attitude. This attitude, don't wait that I'll become a millionaire, then I will give to others. No. Start now. You don't have to give money. Just a smile, a little bit of cooperation, a little better behavior with others. You can start with that. So this attitude of selflessness. Swami Vivekananda said that selflessness, unselfishness is more paying than selfishness, but it takes a little bit of maturity to understand this. We normally think that if I work for myself, if I earn for myself, if I enjoy everything myself, then I'll be happy. Very soon we feel, I'm not happy. And it is sort of counterintuitive. The more we think for others, the more we work for others, the more we serve others, the more fulfilled and happy we become. I asked Dr. Samanta yesterday, so the life that you're leading and what you're doing, do you feel you are sacrificing? He said, not at all. I have got more than anything else. I'm most happy. I'm the happiest person. You see, the more you do for others, the more you think for others, the more happy you will be automatically, immediately, and lastingly so. Think about it. Anything that we do for ourselves, we may forget it or we may regret it later. A little thing that you do for somebody else, you will never regret it. You will always be happy that whatever happens in life, I was at least able to do that for somebody else without any thought of return. It is deeply satisfying, this ideal of selflessness, of seva. So I've shared with you three things. Self-confidence, have faith in yourself. Before having faith in God, have faith in yourself. Second, the power of focus, power of concentration. Big threat is in your pockets. Phone, my pocket also. Phone, that is a big threat. I don't know how many of you have seen, there's a nice documentary, you should see it. Social Dilemma. You should see it. What harm this is doing to our power of attention. So you have to use this technology. There is no other way. But protect yourself against this technology. It is a good servant. It's a terrible master. This phone, it's a good servant, but it's a terrible master. So power of focus. Second, concentration. Without concentration, nothing will be achieved in life. With focus, anything is possible for you in life. Third, selflessness, seva. In Sanskrit, we use three words. Shraddha, faith in yourself. Faith in yourself, faith in others, faith in your culture, religion, shraddha. Second, ekagrata, focus. Attention, not focus, not distraction. Concentration, not distraction. Ekagrata. Third one is seva. These are the three words I would like to leave you with today. I pray to the Lord Jagannath who is present here, to bless all of us. We have a wonderful future ahead of you in your own lives and for the community and the nation. You will be a blessing to yourselves and a blessing to the whole world. Thank you very much. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir, for your guidance, enlightenment to each one of us in this auditorium. 3-4 things Swamiji has said, which has touched me and must have touched to the audience. One is conscious involvement. I think that will help each one of the students present here. Whatever we are doing, if we are conscious about that, he said if you are reading, read consciously and with full focus, then only you can enlighten yourself. Second, he said owning yourself, owning your responsibilities, owning your life and actions. Owning your life and actions. Whatever you are doing, please own it. Third one is assertiveness. And fourth one is very close to my heart. I have spoken to you several times, purpose, for what we all are doing. I give one example to the students many times. We see the best 10th of 10th, best 10th of 12th. Where those best of the state, best of the country go? After 5 years, after 10 years, whether only those people are at the pinnacle of success or somebody else is there, somebody else reached there in time with their efforts, with their deeds. So for what really we all are working, that is very much required. And in KIIT and KISS, I think it is much more clear, transparent, broad, and which perhaps with time, as you all are there virtually, maybe I think through our faculties, through the people whom you all are connected, must have transmitted you that message, the purpose. Anyone is coming to KIIT and KISS, they feel connected to that. Why? Because our purpose is very broad. Contributing for the world, contributing for the people, making lives better, for which each one of the person in this globe aspire to get connected, aspire to contribute. That is perhaps the purpose of the life of each one of us. Maybe because of that, anyone is coming here. And today we have listened to a great person, and I have studied Veda very recently, only after COVID, though I have read many mythologies, maybe most of the mythologies previously, but only during this COVID, I got the chance to go through the Vedas and some analysis. If not all, perhaps nobody can go through all, or it will be very much, I can say that, rude to say that I have gone through all, but I have gone through many Vedas, Upanishads during this COVID. And I hope that understanding yourself and being or feeling connected to the globe, perhaps that is the essence of all the knowledge. Please stay connected. Whatever the last topic Swamiji has said, selflessness, the demonstration of selflessness, examples of selflessness, you can always see during your stay in the campuses of KIIT and KISS. Get connected to that. So on behalf of all of us, I would like to thank Swamiji and all the saints, those who are following him. Thank you, sir, for being present here and educating each one of us. And thanks to all the students that you have heard him. Because you see, you have joined here just before a few days. Maybe after 6 months, you cannot recognize yourself. From today onwards, you see your face in mirror every day. Talk to your parents. Maybe after 6 months, your parents will be saying, you are a different person than you came to the campus. That happened with many students. And I am very sure that such engagement in such lecture, engagement in such activities, that slowly builds our personality that we cannot realize. And I have that from today onwards, for next 30 days, every day you see yourself. Try to invest at least 3 minutes on yourself, that really what I have learned, where I am today. And after 30 days, you recognize yourself where you were and where you are. So all the best to each one of you. Thank you for being present and listening to the lecture. I hope all of us are carrying the good message all positive vibes within ourselves. That vibe is very much required. And thank you all.
ଭଲ ହେଇଛି ନା?
समृद्धि बेंगल
ମୁଁ ଏହାକୁ ନଉଛି।
एमिति तो सबु जगह रे बार्गेनिंग करूछ ज्वेलरी रे करबनी
बार्गेनिंग କରିବା ଜରୁରୀ କିନ୍ତୁ ମାଲାବାରରେ ଏହାର ଦରକାର ନାହିଁ।
से ठीक कहउछंती ये होछि मालाबार फेयर प्राइस प्रॉमिस उपयुक्त मेकिंग चार्जेस आपनक पई आ मो पई जेमिति कि हम समस्त को मिलिबो संपूर्ण भाबे उपयुक्त मूल्य गारंटेड प्रतिदिन एवं
प्रत्येक ଜାଗାରେ
एग्जैक्टली